All right, gonna give this just a minute. See if a couple people want to jump on here and hear who I am and what I do. Thought it'd be an interesting topic for those who really don't know, and there's a bunch of you out there that don't. My daughter Jessica is the one who encouraged me to do this Facebook Live, and so we're gonna give it a shot instead of doing this on Zoom or some other platform. Just jump on here and do it live. All right, so I'm going to keep this fairly short, I think, unless the Holy Spirit takes over and it gets a little longer. If that could happen, we shall see. I want to start out with who I am. My name is Chuck Williams, and I am a marketplace ambassador. My calling in life, my purpose in life is to share Jesus Christ with other people and then disciple men as God gives me the opportunity. I'm currently involved in kingdom building with multiple different ministries. CBMC is a ministry my dad was involved in many decades ago, and I've become involved in that the last couple of years. It's a phenomenal ministry, probably the best in the country, maybe the world, when it comes to evangelism and discipleship. They have incredible tools that they make available to churches and other ministries, and basically it's all available at no charge. It's just they've developed them over the last, I think, 90 years, and they're phenomenal tools. So cbmc.com, and you can mess around there and find out. If you want more information, you always contact me to be glad to help you there. So CBMC, I lead a Tuesday morning Bible study called Connect 3, where we're connecting men to God first and foremost, then to other believers, and then thirdly, teaching those men how to go out and share Jesus with those they care about in the marketplace, in their family, in their neighborhood. So that's the first ministry I'm involved in when it comes to kingdom building. The second one is my church, Element Church in Wentzville, Missouri, pastored by Eric Lawson. Just love his entire family. Very good friends with Kip and Sandy. I love his kids. Just a great family and a great pastor. He really has a heart for seeing people come to know Jesus, and that's just been incredible. So we're very involved there. I usher on Saturday nights. I'm involved in the marriage mentorship program. And it's funny, the first couple we had the opportunity, Diane and I had the opportunity of mentoring. We learned more than I think they did. And I think they enjoyed it too. But I tell you, if you've never been mentored, if you're in the St. Louis area, I recommend you contact Element Church. It's not just for our church, it's for people in the community, but it's a phenomenal program. And I mean it. Diane and I have a great marriage. We've been married 39 years, and I would have to tell you, we grew substantially during that process. Also involved in the youth program. If you follow me at all on Facebook, you probably see me bragging about my son, the youth pastor. He's got a special anointing, especially for young people, but just in sharing the gospel and preaching in general. Phenomenal communicator, but I'm involved on Wednesday nights helping him with that ministry. And then also the men's ministry at Element Church. A bunch of great guys. I think of my buddy Daryl McGill and Bill Ackey, and there's just so many. I hate to even start naming names, but just great men's ministry up there at Element Church. The third ministry that I'm actively involved in is one called Project 200. Project 200 was started by Mark Harris and some other guys. Really grew out of the Promise Keeper movement years back, and then that grew into Men at the Cross with Joe White, and now this has developed out of that, and it's called Project 200. The goal is to have disciple makers in over 200 cities, and just want to encourage you, if you're a man watching this, or if you're a woman watching this and you know a man, have them contact me if they'd like more information about this discipleship movement. It's called Project 200. So those are the three ministries I'm involved in. In my business, what I'll talk about in just a minute, I've been asked recently to lead a Thursday morning. It's a inspirational, motivational, kingdom building call, and it lasts about 30 minutes every Thursday morning. Starts at 10 a.m. Eastern. And that's just an honor and privilege to be hosting that call for a while. Patty Cepeda, who's her and her husband Herb Cepeda are mentoring me in my business. She's been leading that call for as long as I can remember, and it's just an honor that she's asked me to do it for a while. So with that being said, that's really who I am. I'm a marketplace ambassador. My purpose in life is to share Jesus Christ with others, and then to teach men how to disciple other men. As far as what I do to be that marketplace ambassador in the workplace, I do what's called a health and nutrition business. I had no intention of doing a health and nutrition business. I've been in network marketing now for 25 years. The first 15, I was part-time, working in corporate America, and, really kind of grew up with the teaching, get a good education, which I did. I went to William Jewell College up in Liberty, Missouri, and did quite well academically. Then get a good job, which I did. By the time I was 24 years old, I was a general manager of an industrial laundry plant in Houston, Texas. Awesome opportunity there. Bounced around a little bit from house to house, but had a great career there with a Todd uniform. And then my boss one day, Victor Dawson, who's a great friend of mine, my goodness, back in about 1996 probably, took me to lunch one day and basically asked me if I had a plan B. And I'm like, what do you mean? He's my boss, we're doing good in the job, but what do you mean? He goes, well, do you have a plan B? I'm thinking about starting a business on the side, and you'd be somebody that I'd want to have on my team. And I was honored. I said, man, that'd be great. Well, come to find out, for those of you that know me, he was talking about the Amway business. And so sure enough, he wasn't even in the business when he approached me. He was just testing the water. And I had seen that opportunity back in Pasadena, Texas, when Diane and I lived down in Texas. And the young couple that showed it to me are a very young, sharp couple, and I was very impressed with the concept. And so when Victor asked me, I said, you know what? I would like to know more about that. In fact, if you do it, I'll do it with you. And so sure enough, a week or two later, Dr. John Botwell flew his private jet from Augusta, Georgia, over to Chesterfield Airport in St. Louis. And Victor Dawson and I are over in a mansion over in Chesterfield. And we are opening up our box, and we're becoming Amway distributors. And we're learning the process of network marketing. I'll never forget, as long as I live, making those first phone calls to people and see if they were interested in an opportunity to make some money on the side and to create some residual income. That phone felt like a ton. I mean, here we are, two executives in corporate America, and we're looking at each other like, who's going to make the first phone call? And it was a great growth process, a great learning curve, and the personal development that I received from the Amway Corporation, mostly the field team led by Bill Britt and Dr. John Botwell and others, that personal development really helped me in my corporate career because I was able to excel above my peers because they weren't doing personal development like I was. Now, do I have some regrets? Yeah, sure, I do. But I'll tell you, what I learned, the people I met, the experiences, I wouldn't trade them for anything. I gave up on network marketing, swore I'd never do it again years and years ago, and then I just saw some other opportunities. Over the last 20 years, I have been the #1 income earner with 4 different companies. And I used to be pretty proud of that fact until I realized what that really meant was I was not very good at picking the right company. And so about 3.5 years ago, again, the owner of my last network marketing company and I were having a meal, the 3 of us, Diane was with me, and basically we were just agreeing that his business, the business I was building for 7 years, was not going to fulfill our dreams. And our dream is really to create residual income in such a way that we were able to do ministry full-time without the need of a job. That's been my dream, to have my financial needs met through residual income from a business to where I can do ministry full-time. Now, if you look at my calendar, you think I almost do ministry full-time now. I love helping people. That's my goal. So I found a way to help people physically with physical transformations through a health and wellness company. And I've also found a way to help people financially to learn how to create residual income, which most people don't know how to do. Now, there's a great book about that. If you haven't read it yet, Robert Kiyosaki, Cash Flow Quadrant. It's just an absolutely phenomenal book. And I'm going to quickly read this story to you because I think it really will hit home with a lot of people. This is a great story. First of all, he's got 2 dads in the story. And the one dad teaches them just what I was taught. Go to school, get good grades, and then find a safe, secure job. Well, that safe, secure job I had, I did make a 6-figure income in that job, but there was no security. I was laid off 3 times in my corporate career. The other dad, he had 2 dads, and if you read the book, you'll understand. If you understand who Robert Kiyosaki is, you've already heard the story. But the other dad said, go to school, graduate, build businesses, and become a successful investor. So those were the 2 dads. So here's this story that his rich dad told him when he was about 12 years old that really guided him and helped him quite a bit throughout his career. It's the rich dad's way of explaining the difference between the left side of the quadrant, the E and the S, which I'll tell you about in a minute, it's employee and self-employment, and the right side of the quadrant, which is B and I, which stands for business owner, it's a system, and investor. It goes like this. Once upon a time, there was a quaint little village. It was a great place to live except for one problem. The village had no water unless it rained. To solve this problem once and for all, the village elders decided to put out to bid the contract to have water delivered to the village on a daily basis. 2 people volunteered to take on the task, and the elders awarded the contract to both of them. They felt that a little competition would keep prices low and ensure a backup supply of water. The first of the 2 people who won the contract, Ed, immediately ran out, bought 2 galvanized steel buckets, and began running back and forth along the trail to the lake, which was a mile away. He immediately began making money as he labored morning to dusk, hauling water from the lake with his 2 buckets. He would empty them into a large concrete holding tank the village had built. Each morning, he had to get up before the rest of the village awoke to make sure there was enough water for the village when they wanted it. It was hard work, but he was very happy to be making money and for having one of the 2 exclusive contracts with his business. The second winning contractor, Bill, disappeared for a while. He was not seen for months, which made Ed very happy since he had no competition. Ed was making all the money. Instead of buying 2 buckets to compete with Ed, Bill had written a business plan, created a corporation, found 4 investors, employed a president to do the work, and returned 6 months later with a construction crew. Within a year, his team had built a large volume stainless steel pipeline which connected the village to the lake. At the grand opening celebration, Bill announced that the water was cleaner than Ed's water. Bill knew that there had been complaints about dirt in Ed's water. Bill also announced that he could supply the village with water 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Ed could only deliver water on the weekdays. He did not work on weekends. Then Bill announced that he would charge 75% less than Ed did for his higher quality and more reliable source of water. The village cheered and ran immediately from the faucet at the end of Bill's pipeline. In order to compete, Ed immediately lowered his rates by 75%, bought 2 more buckets, added covers to his buckets, and began hauling 4 buckets each trip. In order to provide better service, he hired 2 of his sons to give a hand for the night shift and on weekends. When the boys went off to college, he said to them, "Hurry back, because someday this business will belong to you." For some reason after college, his 2 sons never returned. Eventually, Ed had employees and union problems. The union was demanding higher wages, better benefits, and wanted its members to only haul 1 bucket at a time. Bill, on the other hand, realized that if this village needed water, then other villages must need water too. He rewrote the business plan and went on to sell his high-speed, high-volume, low-cost, and clean water delivery system to villages throughout the world. He only makes a penny per bucket of water delivered, but he delivers billions of buckets of water every day. Regardless if he works or not, billions of people consume billions of buckets of water, and that money all pours into his bank account. Bill had developed a pipeline to deliver money to himself as well as to water the other villages. That story about Bill and Ed has guided me for years. It has assisted me in my life's decisions-making processes. I often ask myself, am I building a pipeline or hauling buckets? Am I working hard or am I working smart? And the answers to those questions have made me financially free. So, in Robert Kiyosaki's book, he talks about these 4 quadrants, and they're pretty simple. I don't know if you can see this. I hope you can. Let me turn the slide on for you. Okay, these 4 quadrants. You've got employee, you've got self-employed, which is really owning your own job, because if you're not there, the work's not getting done. You've got business owner, and then you've got investor. Now, on this half of the quadrant over here are 95% of the people. 95% of the people are on the left-hand side of this quadrant. They earn 5% of the wealth. So 95% of people are sharing 5% of the wealth. Over here, you have 5% of the people, the B and I, the business owner. And when I talk about business owner, I'm not talking about a self-employed accountant or anything like that. It's someone who owns a business system that works without them. They're like the investor. They own the business. It works whether they do or not. Investors and business owners, 5% of people, but 95% of the wealth. And so what I discovered about network marketing 25 years ago was that network marketing was the best and easiest way for an average person like me to develop residual income. I love to sing. I love to sing with my wife, my grandkids. I love to sing in church. I throw the people in front of me off a little bit, but that's okay. I love to sing, but nobody's going to pay me a residual on my singing record albums. I don't have any. Movies, I'm not an actor, so I'm not going to make residual income there. Books. I may someday write a book. My dad did. It's called Charlie's Letters. If you'd like a link to those letters, I'd love to send it to you. Just message me, and I'll send you a copy. Recently, Don Wagner, a missionary down in South America, has digitized my dad's book, Charlie's Letters. If you'd like a copy of that, send it to me. But I didn't write it, and we give it away, so there's no residual income there. I've got no immediate term plans of writing a book, so no residual income there. So for me, the best way to create residual income was to create a business and have a business system that I could develop and build, and it would create income over and over and over again. The best system I've seen in 25 years is my health and wellness business with Isogenics. The name of my business is Team of Hope, and it really incorporates everything I talked about earlier. The marketplace ambassador, it gives me the chance to help people any way they need it, whether it be spiritually, which we all need, whether it be physically, which I'm helping people transform their physical bodies, whether they need to lose weight, gain some lean muscle, they want to age healthy, if they want to perform better in the gym or any athletic endeavor, I've got products that will help them do that. So the physical transformation, I love helping people physically transform. And then on the other side, we've got the financial opportunity where I can help people earn extra income in addition to what they're already making. It's not a full-time thing. I don't recommend anybody do this full-time until someday you're making enough money that just makes sense. But for 98% of people, there's something you do extra in the pockets of time, just helping other people set up accounts. Now, there's two things I want to share real quick, and I'll wrap this up. In Isogenics, there's two concepts. One is the power of two. You only have two teams to build in Isogenics. And so, in order to get from over here as an employee or self-employed over here to a business owner, which eventually allows you to invest money, to do that, the best way I've seen is this system with Isogenics. This is you, and you have two teams, a left team and a right team. These two teams create volume, and you don't have to inventory anything. You don't have any employees. You don't have to worry about receivables. You don't have to worry about the legalities because they have attorneys that handle all that stuff. All you do as an associate of this company is simply share a way to get good food delivered to your door. That's it. And I'm not talking about just good food. I'm talking about good tasting and good for you food delivered to your door. As you do that, we're in 25 or 26 markets around the world, so there's a bunch of different currencies. We keep track of all that volume, what's called business volume. That's consistent throughout all the currencies, business volume. In fact, if you know anybody in Europe, we just opened up 10 countries in Europe. It is exploding. I've had some good success getting Germany started, but man, I'm looking for my genealogy and has some background in Italy. I'm looking for friends in Italy and France and Ireland and the Netherlands. Just looking for people in Europe. If you know anybody, send them my way. I'd love to introduce them to this great concept. But here's the deal. You're going to eat anyway. And so I'm really just looking for people who want to eat good, nutritious food, do about 100 BV per month. So you do 100 BV. You get one customer on your left team that does 100 BV, and one customer on your right team that does 100 BV. Now, you're not limited to two customers, but you are limited to two teams. So as you add more and more new customers, they're going to be placed on your right or left team. You get to choose which one. And so as you start to build your team, more and more people doing BB, let's say they do 100, could be more, could be less. Now that's still a job. That's Ed taking that bucket back and forth, that two buckets back and forth. That's just getting customers. You're earning a small commission, and you're earning some income, but it's linear income. You're not leveraging. Where you start to leverage with this plan is when your customers decide, hey, I love the product. I'm going to keep using the product whether I do the business or not. But I would like to share this with some people I care about too, just like I'm sharing with people I care about. And so as they start to share this, they start to also build two teams. And they start to create volume. And then these people over here start to do the same. And I can put another one over here and over here. Every person I put in helps the person before that I put in because they all get credit for that volume. But the big thing is, as you can see, it starts to leverage. And so you've got this thing called the power of 100 business volume. If you simply do 100 business volume in your business center, And that can be a product you purchase and resell to people, or it can be product, most of it is you just purchase it and eat it. It tastes great. 30-day money back guarantee. But as you're doing that 100 BV, that puts you in the compensation plan if you decide that you want to be. Because everybody comes in as a customer, and you choose if you want to make money. If you do want to make money, you simply will become an associate in your back office, and then from there, you can share with other people and earn money. Michael, that's a great question. This is a pyramid scheme. I don't get that often anymore because this type of business has been legitimized by Amway some 35 years ago. It's called network marketing. And the person that gets in last, if they're purchasing a product, they're getting a good, nutritious, healthy product. But on the backside, they can make more money than I do. It's simply a matter of how much volume they create. So you're getting a quality product, and you're helping other people get the same thing. And you're making a small commission off the volume you basically create. So with that being said, that 100 BV is kind of the basic minimum volume if you're in the business to earn money. And as that starts to duplicate, the power of two is so powerful because let's say this person right here brings in 2 customers, and this person over here brings in 2 customers. Your business starts to double. If you've ever heard the concept of penny a day doubled, it's a phenomenal concept. And so as you get a person who gets 2 customers, your business just doubled. And in this little simple illustration here, if you brought in 2 customers who each got 2, we call it you share, they share. And there's some special bonuses and rank advancements for doing that. That's not important right now. The key is that as the new people come in, if they simply just share this with 2 new customers, your business is doubling every level. Now, some people call this multi-level marketing. In the Isagenix compensation plan, it's really not. Because multi-level, by definition, you're only getting paid down to a certain number of levels. In Isagenix, you get paid down to an unlimited, infinite number of levels. That's awesome. Now, in order to do that, obviously, they have to have a cap to the income you can earn from that volume. The cap happens to be about $13,500 per week. How in the world would you ever achieve $13,500 a week in commission with a compensation plan like this? It's simply that leverage and that compounding. Now, in all transparency, we've got a disclaimer. And if you go to isagenixearnings.com, you can read about the income earnings disclaimer. This is work. It's not going to work unless you work. And there's no guarantee to any level of income you're going to earn. It depends on your work and your success, obviously. It is a business. But it's a business with almost no risk. You know, you purchase some product to become a customer, and then you share with other people. If within your first 30 days you're not 100% happy and love the product, you simply return. You don't even have to return it if you've ate it all. You don't have to return it. You simply ask for your refund. It's that we're that sure of our product and our opportunity. And so as your team starts to share with other people, it has the potential of spreading around the world. And as these customers start to love the product, they order month after month after month, that creates residual income. As those customers are ordering month after month, it's kind of like the guy who built the pipeline for the water. It's the same way with the Isagenix products. You've built these 2 pipelines, and as long as they're creating volume and people are eating this nutritious food, you're earning income, residual income, that can pay for years and years and even decades to come. It's willable to your children and your children's children. So in review, that's the cash flow quadrant, the power of 2, and the power of just 100 BV flowing through your business through individuals who like good, nutritious product like you. What I'd like to ask you now is how I can help you. If you'd like something spiritual, man, that's my passion above all other things. It's kingdom building. I'd love to get you plugged into one of the ministries I talked about, or God's blessed me to know a lot of people if I can help you in any way possible. If you like an introduction, or if you just need a word of encouragement or prayer, I'd love to do that. If you're in the point where you want a physical transformation, you want to look better and feel better and do better, I've got some products. Again, they're guaranteed. So if you want to try them, I'd love to introduce you to the Isagenix products, let you try them. And my wife and I will coach you through the process to help you have a good experience and have good success. If you're one of the few, and this is definitely not for everybody, but if you're one of the few that wants to earn some money online, some residual income, as opposed to linear, I've been doing this for 25 years, and I believe I've found the best vehicle to do that right now with Isagenix that's ever been. So with that, God bless you. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you for the comments. And I'll try to do this on a weekly basis just to kind of give you an update, snapshot where we're at. I want to help you earn residual income if that's something that's important to you. God bless you, and good night. Thank you all for joining me.